Actually, I had something else in mind. Are we actually doing it this time? Back when Arkham Asylum was announced, and before it had the name Arkham Asylum, many speculated that this Batman game would be based off the Dark Knight film. Obviously, that wasn't the case. But there was a Dark Knight game made. I would know. I was on the development team. That's right, I'm talking about the Dark Knight Mega Jackpots video slot game. It's the game I was working on when they laid me off. So head on down to your local Reno airport and give it a spin. It sure strikes terror into my heart. I'm in an odd minority in that I didn't care for the Dark Knight film. I just have a hard time enjoying a superhero movie in which the superhero quits. 3 times! Here's an honest-to-God face-to-face conversation that I had. You didn't like the Dark Knight film, Storm? Well, what were you looking for? Oh, in place of all the brooding and crying, I wanted to see Batman slap some faces off! I had no idea that the solution was so close.
Arkham Asylum is the institution that Batman sends all the crazy villains to, and on this night, he is personally delivering the Joker. We're only a few minutes into the game, and I've already found some praise. I can understand what Batman is saying. You could have your 2.5-hour movie of throat cancer, I'll stick with the Batman that can enunciate. And I remember the surprise the internet felt when everyone learned that Mark Hamill was voicing the Joker. I was glad that he found work. But naturally, no one on the internet knows what they're talking about. He's been doing voices for decades, and oh yeah, the man was Luke Skywalker. He has more money than I'll ever see. Anyway, Joker checks in, Harley Quinn sets him free, and the Batman is left with 8,000 faces to punch.
Yes! That's what I want to see Batman doing. But he also has this annoying side.
Batman won't kill the Joker. He has to strike fear and other worthless time-wasting values. The Joker will escape again and kill more civilians. Yeah, you're doing a great job, Dark Knight. Look, he has a small skull. Just stomp it in.
Another thing about the Joker. Everyone swore up and down that Jack Nicholson would never be replaced. And then Heath Ledger doesn't even need to be alive to win an Oscar. And here we have Mark Hamill just killing it. Maybe we're giving him too much credit if anyone could do it. I'd probably be amazing as the Joker. Yeah, I know, that was a perfect opportunity for me to dress up as the Joker and run around in public scaring people.
Maybe I'll film it and post it on the internet.
But unlike the popular YouTube channels, I have integrity.
Arkham Asylum is primarily a fighting game. I say primarily because stealth is an option that I never took. Let me show you how to fight in this game. A gross oversimplification, but that's the basic structure. For some reason, the focus on fighting reminded me of Enter the Matrix. I'm certain there are better examples. I really liked that game, but we can sum it up like this. I told a friend that I owned it on the GameCube. He thought for a second and replied, I think that was the least buggy version. Aha, I have a better example. Uncharted, in the sense that left button to attack, top button to counterattack. Of course, minus the guns, Batman doesn't need to operate like that. But the combat is amazing because you're not Nathan Drake flailing your arms about. When Batman does a finishing move, I have to check my own nose to see if it's bleeding. Timing attacks will earn you greater experience, and experience points will buy you more elaborate methods of kicking ass around the island. Progression around the island consists of missions, like Save the Guard, Speed Up Croc, Stare at Poison Ivy, that have you darting around the different buildings. All the missions are tied to the main story, and you either proceed to the next mission by following a deliberate trail, or an NPC will give you specific directions. Oh my, Arkham Asylum is a linear game. Let me explain to you what's wrong with linear games. Not a damn thing. Having a guided tour of the asylum is not a bad thing, as long as you have fun along the way. At times, the path forward seemed to fall into a pattern in fun times with the Batarang Air Vent Simulator 9000, but it never came to the point of annoyance. The Joker has released plenty of painted up crash dummies to keep you enthralled experimenting with combos. You'll even get the occasional psychological thriller. If you threw a soda can at the screen when I called Arkham Asylum linear, pick it up and put it in the recycling bin. The Riddler, a criminal in the Batman mythos, plays a sidestepping role in the story. Edward Nygma, the genius, has a thing or two for you to do around the island. Now don't ask me how, but the question mark mastermind placed a bajillion of his trophies in the vicinity and challenges you to find them along with prisoner interview tapes, Arkham history markers, and other riddling items. It's cool, if you're into that sort of thing. Well, I hate it because it's the lame Metroid style of item searching. Oh, look, a Riddler trophy! Let me waste 5 minutes trying to pick it up before I realize I can't because I don't have the proper upgrade yet. And when I finally get that upgrade, I've already forgotten about the trophy. For this part of the game, I just sidestepped in the other direction. The last aspect of Arkham Asylum I feel is pressing is the matter of authenticity. Can a Batman game this well put together stay consistent with the franchise? Well, I guess? You see, I've never read a comic book in my life. I suppose me critiquing the mortality of the Joker is now laughably enraging. But before you throw your recycling bin at the screen, I want to say a few things. A few years ago, somebody wrote a Wikipedia article about me. Reading it, I was surprised by the attention to punctuation and lack of spelling errors. The article was taken down the same day for the reason, article about real person which does not indicate the importance or significance of the subject. To both matters, I would like to reply,
I don't need your approval, I can prove my self-worth.
my experience shows that untrendy graphic novel virgins can still enjoy this game because it doesn't rely on the appeal of fan service. You don't actually have to like Batman or fetch questing, the story and combat carry Arkham Asylum.
The tale of Arkham Asylum was pretty open and shut, but the fellas at Rocksteady found a way to continue it. Yep, Batman returns!
Gotham's worst are at it again, and the Cape Crusader's only one batty enough to fight them. The graphics are a bit choppy, but the gameplay is solid. Okay, that was funny for about half a second.
But it further proves that the formula is not difficult. I don't want to see the bad guys magically disapparate and then Bruce Wayne cut his wrist because he failed Gotham. Solve your problems with violence. Kill the Joker!
Alright, in the real timeline, Batman does return, but not so much by choice. Part of Gotham City has been fenced off and dubbed Arkham City, because all the villains and political prisoners are dumped there. Bruce Wayne shows up at the gate to protest this action and ends up becoming a political prisoner himself. So he has to switch roles from activist to actually doing something about it. On the way in, he finds out that Hugo Strange is in charge of Arkham City and that he knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. That's a lucky guess. To me, the 3D model of Bruce looks like a stone golem. Next up, inside the city, is the Penguin, ready with his crew to beat you down and in turn, help you break free from the shackles. And then to become Batman, he must climb the Ace Hardware building. Oh no, this is all wrong. I know we're now fighting in an open city, but I was waiting to play another Assassin's Creed game to assess climbing gameplay. I'm not ready to talk about it. What's this? Ah, the Batclaw. Good, it's faster than parkour. As we move forward, we'll run into Two-Face and the Joker and Mr. Freeze, and it quickly becomes apparent that this ain't yo daddy's Batman game. While swinging between Arkham City buildings, Batman is frequently interrupted by enemy activity, distress calls, and information from Batman HQ, all of which is giving you more stuff to do during your vacation on the east side of Gotham. There, Arkham City is everything you've ever wanted. A non-linear game. And a good thing too, because the main story can fly by really fast. Like Mass Effect. You like Mass Effect, don't ya? Well, here's how BAC is better than ME. When Batman chooses a side mission, he just does it. End of story. He doesn't have to fly back across the galaxy to tell a soldier that his girlfriend is pregnant. Oh, and you don't have to mine for hours, and there isn't an impassable life-saving riddle at the end of the game. Just minor details. Can't wait for Mass Effect 3! Combat remains the same awesome setup. And now you can run around the streets picking fights. There's no limit to the number of skulls you can split. You'll need all those experience points too, so you can get the critical strikes power up as fast as possible. It rewards you for not butt mashing by making Batman punch even harder. I took precautionary measures. That's why I love video game Batman more than movie Batman. He throws fists, not mood swings. I've failed to mention Catwoman yet, so here's the thing about Catwoman. Catwoman's in the game. I appreciate the change-up where you get to play as Catwoman and see the main story from a different angle, along with seeing her boobs from many angles. She just wasn't that fun to play. Her climbing was incredibly clunky, and every time she used her weapon, I couldn't shake the thought, are these guys getting pussy whipped? Oh, come on, that joke was so obvious. I couldn't have been the first one to make it. Hey, sudden thought, Halle Berry played Catwoman and Storm. Doesn't that violate some antitrust law? Probably not, due to the movie forgettability clause. Edward Nygma is back with the Force, and he brought plenty of trophies. Of course, they're all unobtainable the first time you see him, and I want to smack whoever had that idea. No functionality allows you to save the position of the trophies, and I want to give a sloppy kiss to whoever had that idea. This way you can wait to get them until after you've acquired all the Bat devices. The Riddler is probably one of the better known Batman villains, and I'm only saying this because the other side missions brought up characters I never even heard a whisper about. Again, I'm bringing up the matter of authenticity, but this time I'm looking out for you. I've already shown that I'm a fresh face to comics, and I can still rave about these games. I consider these villains perfect for a video game setup. But you might feel cheated, having entire story arcs compressed into 3 missions, or worse, 1 boss fight. I don't know what to think here because I'm a different kind of nerd. When I watched X-Men First Class and heard the name Sebastian Shaw, I wasn't pulling up fond memories of reading X-Men history and comic books. All I could think was, isn't that the name of the guy who played Anakin Skywalker? Not 9-year-old Anakin, that was Jacob Lloyd. Not angsty Anakin, that was Hayden Christensen. Not the voice, that was James Earl Jones. Not the guy in the suit, that was David Prowse. This guy. Half head missing Anakin. Okay, focus now. Disregarding the fact that I'm speaking about 2 different mediums, Batman Arkham City is better than any Batman movie I've ever seen, and fills a special gritty beat-em-up niche in a way only Batman can. As for this new Batman movie, who knows? Maybe this time Bruce Wayne will grow a set of testicles and we can see more than 2 5-minute action beats! I wasn't sure what to expect from the end of the main story in Arkham City. Maybe something like Arkham Asylum, a fun game that ties up nicely. When I actually witnessed it, I instantly had a Joker smile. I know it was supposed to be dark and upsetting, but I was positively joyful. Nowadays, nobody in Hollywood is brave enough to show us this. It rivals God of War for best video game ending.
Whew. Well, I played both these games on the Onlive micro console. So this ain't no flash in the pan. It's real and it's still happening. Next time, I'll talk about the console and the service itself. Until then... let's put a smile on that face. Woo! Hey, you get over here.
It is Sebastian Shaw.